Hey Crestwood, happy Wednesday to you all. Hope you all are having a great day today, that your week is going well. We are moving our way at full speed towards Holy Week and all that that holds for us as followers of Christ as we journey with him from his triumphal entry into Jerusalem through the week leading up to Good Friday and then to Easter Sunday. One of my favorite times of the year, just because how meaningful it is. And so I hope that you are getting prepared yourself spiritually to receive the gift that this next week has to bring us. Today, I'm so honored to bring to you this devotional for this Wednesday, April 6th. So today, I'm continuing to think about temptation. Preached on that this past Sunday. For those who didn't see on Facebook, a really funny story to tell you. I opened my sermon by talking about how I write my sermons now at North Lime Coffee and Donuts, and I'm always tempted by the donuts there and how it's like Satan working against me to try to tempt me. And I said, my prayer is lead me not into temptation and deliver me from eclairs. And so that was my sermon on Sunday. I pull into the church parking lot on Monday, and I swear, in the church parking lot is a donut food truck. It was there for an outside group that was having a meeting, but I pull up and there's this food truck there that says, "We have donuts." And I said, "I see you, Satan. I see how you're working." But I've continued to think about temptation and how it works in our lives and how it is sort of strikes us at our most vulnerable times, right? I hadn't had breakfast yet. I pull up, there's a donut truck. I didn't eat any, but I was tempted. And how, because of what Christ has done for us on the cross, we are no longer subject to the power of our temptations. We're still going to feel tempted. We're still going to give in, but we have the power of Christ at our disposal. And that's what the Lord's Prayer reminds me, is we have the power to pray to God directly what is on our hearts. So we don't have to go through an intermediary. We don't have to go through a priest or a pastor. We can go to God directly and share what's on our hearts. But when we pray the Lord's Prayer and pray things like lead me not into temptation, but deliver me from evil, we are invoking the power of God, and we are making a claim that God and God's kingdom supersedes anything else in our lives. We are pledging our allegiance. As I said in the sermon, the authors Will Willimon and Stanley Hauerwas said that the last line of the Lord's Prayer is a pledge of allegiance to God and God's kingdom that throws all other allegiances into crisis. And so when we pray that prayer, we are claiming to be God's children, God's chosen one, God's agents in this world. And that means we don't have to give into temptation. That means we don't have to live a life where we're not able to forgive. All of these things that we pray in the prayer, God has already answered for us. It's our choice whether we live those out or not. And so I know through the power of Jesus Christ, I can overcome my temptations. The choice I have is whether I choose to call on that power, whether I choose to give my allegiance to Christ, or do I give my allegiance to the sinful desires that I have? Do I give my allegiance to a country over and above God? Do I give my allegiance to money or possessions or status or all the other things that are vying for our allegiances? When we pray this prayer, we are saying, thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Not mine, not the president's, not anybody else's. It all belongs to God. So our challenge then, Crestwood, is to live our lives in a way that matches up with the words we say. How are we living our lives in a way that shows that our allegiance is first and foremost to God? We're going to slip up. We're going to fall short. We're going to give into that temptation, and that's where forgiveness is so important. But we have to remember every single day when we are faced with a challenge or a seduction or a temptation to move away from God's kingdom, that we already have the power to overcome that through what Christ has done us. As it says in Romans, nothing can separate us from God's love, even though a lot of stuff tries. So today I want to encourage you, Crestwood, keep your eyes focused on who you serve. You serve God first and foremost, and every action, every thought, every behavior that you do should be in service to God's kingdom. So many things want you to do things to serve yourself, but we serve God first and foremost. How are you serving God today? When you don't, God offers that forgiveness, and God offers you prayerfully another day tomorrow to try again to serve God. So Chris, what I want to encourage you today, serve God first, pledge your allegiance to God. Watch how that not only changes the lives of those around you, but changes your life because you're letting Christ live through you. God bless you, Crestwood.